Adventures.
Hey guys, it's Chuke here with Chuke's Outdoor Adventures. Well, we've talked about a lot of bear attack and bear defense stories. This last year has just been insane. Starting in the summertime, bear attacks in Alaska, Kodiak brown bears, grizzlies, going down to Montana and Idaho and Wyoming in the very late fall. All these bear attack survival stories. We talked about 10 millimeters, just incredible. And then the attacks keep happening in the wintertime by black bears in the South and Midwest. It's just insane. I don't know what to think about it because it's just a lot of bear attacks in the past 6 months even. So I wanted to talk about a story a lot of people have commented on throughout the years on tons of my videos, and that is the incredible story of Bella Twin and the world record grizzly bear that she killed with, that's right, a 22. So according to the article, it was 22 long, the old cartridge before the 22 long rifle came out. Now this is my Mossberg 702 Plinkster, really fun little rifle, and of course it's great for small game. But I got this article from the Cowboy State Daily, which I really like. Check out the cowboystatedaily.com because they have no nonsense articles, and they actually talk about the benefits of protecting yourself with a firearm versus these horrible media companies that are saying bear spray only. I'm not against bear spray. I carry it myself, but you always want a firearm in addition because many times in these attack stories, bear spray failed where the firearm actually saved lives. And in this case, if she had bear spray only, it would not have turned out well. So Bella Twin, 63-year-old Canadian Cree grandmother. There's pictures on the article. She poses with her rifle, and just an amazing story. Now, this happened in 1953, and at the time, it was a world record grizzly bear skull. Now, it is still very high. It was beat the next year, just barely, but it's a Boone and Crockett record. I think it's number 21, they said on the books, 21 or 22. So pretty amazing. And we have Mark Heinz. He's wrote a great article, and he even interviewed Guy Eastman of Cody, and who's hunted all kinds of species over the world. And he has talked about going to northern Canada and watching natives kill polar bears at close range with a 22 rifle, hitting it right in the spine, up by the neck, exactly where it should be, and taking the polar bear down. And it's all about shot placement. That's what they talk about in this article. So according to the accounts from the time, Bella knew exactly where to shoot the bear, in the side of the head. So this is interesting. And it says headshots on grizzlies are incredibly risky because they have such thick skulls, Eastman said. And from the front, a grizzly skull is sloped so they can act as helmets and deflect bullets. Now, I used to think that was a myth. I tested my 9mm on actual bear skulls, and when you skin a bear skull out, it's actually pretty thin, and it doesn't take much to get into the brains. But I was wrong because there is that slope, and it's all about the angle as well. Now, Hammerheart Outdoors himself shot a black bear in the head with the 30-06, and that's what it's talking about here. They claim the grizzly skull can deflect a 30-06 round from the front, and that's exactly what happened to Hammerheart Outdoors up here in Alaska. He shot at a black bear from the front, and he looked at it later and saw where it grazed, and the slope of the bear's head actually deflected a 30-06 hunting rifle round. Now that's hard to believe, but I know somebody personally that happened to, and they're talking about the same thing here. So it says Bella's shot wasn't lucky, it was good. To be clear, all about shot placement. So they weren't trying to hunt grizzlies when they went out. Her and her husband, they were after small game. She had a lot of information and knowledge on grizzly bears, so she knew where to shoot it. Now, it does say it was 22 long ammunition, less powerful than today's modern long rifle ammunition. So I didn't know that. I thought it was 22 long rifle, but it was the old school 22. So they spotted a huge grizzly approaching. It was a windy day. They were beside some brush. The bear might have scented them, but it never saw them. So it got closer. It was just within a few yards, and she took a deliberate aim at the weak spot right on the side of the skull, and they collected the skull later. It dropped instantly, according to the account. Stone cold dead, dropped instantly. She put another shot and even a few more into the same spot just to make sure, because this was a massive grizzly bear. Now, it shows a picture of the skull there with the holes right on the side at the weak point where they talked about it. So she knew not to hit the thick point where it sloped in the front. So they talk about the Boone and Crockett game record. The bear skull was 16 9/16 inches long and 9 14/16 inches wide, for a total score of 26 7/16 inches. At the time, that was a world record. So it does not talk about the weight. I would estimate that to be 9-foot bear, maybe 10, upwards of 900 pounds, maybe more. It's a massive grizzly bear that's going to be close to 1,000 pounds, something like that. I mean, it sounds like a Kodiak brown bear. So, and then they talk about how the people were shooting polar bears with a 22 in the perfect spot. And, you know, if you make one mistake, of course, the bear is going to be really pissed off. Accuracy is everything. You want to get a shot in the central nervous system. Now, one trick that guides and hunters will sometimes do here in Alaska to buy you some time is to hit the bear in the front shoulder, because it's hard to get if it's running at you, take the shoulder out, it's not going to be able to run, it's going to crumple it, it's still going to be alive, and then you can take a headshot. Now, it is very true that these skulls are thick. I have killed several black bears that I, shot through the lungs with my rifle. They crawled off. I went to go put it out of its misery with my 10mm. Both times I had extreme penetrators. I did this with Chuck once, and I saw him shoot it in the head a couple times, and it took 2 shots with the 10mm. I'm always talking about the 10mm. It did not drop with 1 shot, a black bear in the head, but it took 2 shots. I mean, it was still kicking around like nothing happened. That second shot, it died, and stopped moving. So just an amazing story. And yeah, maybe it was 10 feet, because there's a picture of her standing there with the skin, just massive. So this, to me, is the greatest bear defense story. It wasn't a full-on attack, because it may have smelled them, but it wasn't charging. But they were in a couple yards away from this bear, and she shot it in the head with a 22. So shot placement is everything. I know I talk a lot of crap about the Creedmoor round, but I actually like that round. It's has good kinetic energy out, past 700 yards. I had one for a while. I went back to the 308, but I do think that Creedmoor round is pretty good. Modern ballistics and everything. So let me know what you guys think. Really interesting story. Thanks for tuning in. I'll keep the videos up. It's Chuke, your friend in the field.
My name is Chuke. I like to trade my guns just for fun, but now I have none. Oh, look, get shot by a bear, but I don't care. I got a 10mm. Chuke's Outdoor Adventures. Watch you almost die every time.